Do you know the difference between people who dream and people who achieve? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's mastery. Mastery over their own emotions, their words, their thoughts, and their actions. If you can't master yourself, the world will master you. But the moment you take control, you become unstoppable. Every single day, we wake up with the same 24 hours. Some people create extraordinary lives, and others struggle just to keep up. Why? Because most people let their emotions control them. They speak without thinking, they think without focus, and they spend without purpose. But when you begin to master your mood, your mouth, your mind, and your money, you unlock the ability to shape your own reality. Your mood determines your energy. Your mouth creates the relationships and opportunities around you. Your mind directs your actions. And your money gives you the freedom to live life on your terms. Master these 4 areas, and you'll build a life that no setback can destroy. Your emotions are the foundation upon which every action, decision, and response in your life is built. If you do not master your mood will master you, and that single fact will dictate the quality of your life. Think about it. How many opportunities have you lost because you reacted out of anger or frustration? How many relationships have been strained because you allowed fear, insecurity, or sadness to control your responses? Emotional control is not just about staying calm. It is about ensuring that your emotions serve you instead of sabotaging you. Your mood shapes your energy. When you wake up in a negative mood, everything seems harder. You view challenges as problems instead of opportunities, and you feel drained before the day has even begun. On the other hand, when you are in a positive emotional state, even the toughest challenges feel manageable. The truth is, your external world often reflects your internal state. If you want to create better results in life, you must start by regulating what is happening inside you. One of the first steps in mastering your mood is self-awareness. You cannot control what you do not first recognize. Throughout the day, pause and check in with yourself. What am I feeling right now? Where is this emotion coming from? Most people go through life reacting automatically without ever asking these questions. But when you slow down and become aware of your emotions, you create space between the feeling and the reaction. That space is where your power lies. Breathing techniques can be a powerful tool for regaining control over your emotional state. Deep, intentional breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, calming your body and mind. The next time you feel overwhelmed by anger or stress, stop and take 10 slow, deep breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Simple practice can transform your mood in minutes and prevent you from making impulsive decisions you may later regret. Another strategy for mastering your mood is reframing your thoughts. Emotions are often triggered by the way you interpret situations. If you see every setback as a personal failure, you will feel discouraged and frustrated. But if you choose to view challenges as lessons or stepping stones, you will stay motivated and resilient. Reframing is a skill that requires practice. Time you catch yourself falling into a negative emotional spiral, ask, what else could this mean? How could this situation benefit me in the long run? By shifting your perspective, you shift your mood. Your physical health also plays a critical role in emotional control. Poor sleep, lack of exercise, and an unhealthy diet can all make you more irritable and less capable of managing stress. Regular movement, whether it's a workout, a walk, or stretching, releases endorphins, chemicals that naturally improve your mood. Prioritize rest and nourish your body with foods that provide steady energy. When your body feels good, it is much easier to keep your emotions balanced. Another key factor in mastering your mood is your environment. The people and places you surround yourself with directly impact your emotional state. If you are constantly around negativity, gossiping coworkers, toxic relationships, chaotic environments, your mood will absorb that energy. Be intentional about creating an environment that supports emotional stability. Spend time with people who uplift and inspire you. Organize your spaces so they feel peaceful rather than overwhelming. Protect your emotional energy as if it were your most valuable asset, because it is. Finally, gratitude is one of the most powerful mood shifters available. It is nearly impossible to feel angry or hopeless while you are truly focused on what you are thankful for. Each day, take time to write down 3 things you appreciate. They do not have to be big. It could be the roof over your head, a friend who supports you, or simply being alive to see another day. Daily habit trains your brain to focus on the positive, which in turn lifts your mood and strengthens your emotional resilience. Mastering your mood is a lifelong journey, but the rewards are immeasurable. When you control your emotions, you control your energy, your focus, and ultimately your destiny. You will no longer be a slave to the ups and downs of life. Instead, you will remain steady, calm, and powerful no matter what challenges arise. Your mouth is one of the most powerful tools you have, and yet, for many people, it is also their greatest weakness. Words are like seeds. Every time you speak, you are planting something in the world. The question is, are you planting seeds of growth and opportunity, or are you planting seeds of destruction? The way you use your words can either build bridges or burn them, can create opportunities or close doors. When you truly master your mouth, you begin to shape your world intentionally instead of accidentally. First step to mastering your mouth is understanding that your words have weight. Many people speak carelessly without realizing that their words carry energy and influence. Single sentence can uplift someone's spirit, or it can crush their confidence. Think about the people you admire the most. Chances are they use their words intentionally. They speak encouragement, inspire action, and they communicate with purpose. That is not an accident. It is the result of discipline. You must also realize that your words are not just influencing others, they are influencing you. The things you say about yourself become your reality. If you constantly say, "I'm not good enough," "I can't do this," or "I'm unlucky," you are programming your subconscious mind to believe those statements. On the other hand, you declare words of strength and possibility, you begin to see yourself differently. Words are like mirrors. They reflect the reality you expect to see. By mastering your mouth, you are also mastering your mindset. A powerful technique to gain control of your mouth is practicing the pause. Before you speak, especially in emotionally charged situations, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, will what I'm about to say build up or tear down? Will it move me closer to my goals or push me further away? This moment of reflection can prevent countless arguments, misunderstandings, and regrets. Words spoken in anger can leave wounds that last a lifetime, even after apologies are made. Mastering your mouth means refusing to allow temporary emotions to create permanent damage. One of the most important areas where your words matter is in your relationships. The quality of your relationships is often determined by the quality of your communication. Complaints, criticism, and sarcasm create distance, while appreciation, encouragement, and clarity create connection. If you want stronger relationships, whether at home, at work, or in your community, begin by mastering the way you speak to people. Compliment more. Listen more than you talk. Express gratitude often. Another crucial aspect of mastering your mouth is eliminating gossip and negativity from your conversations. Gossip is a silent destroyer. It may feel harmless in the moment. It erodes trust and damages reputations. including your own. When people know that you speak poorly about others behind their backs, they will assume you do the same about them. Instead, choose to speak words that elevate others, even when they are not present. This discipline will earn you respect and integrity. The way you speak about your future is also a reflection of how much you have mastered your mouth. Do you constantly talk about how difficult things are? Do you say phrases like, "I'll never be able to afford that," or "I'm stuck where I am"? Those statements become self-fulfilling prophecies. You begin to act as if they are true, and your life follows that direction. Instead, train yourself to speak with faith and vision. Even if your current situation is not ideal, declare that you are capable, that you are learning, and that you are moving forward. One way to build mastery over your mouth is through daily affirmations. Speak out loud the person you want to become. For example, "I am confident. I am disciplined. I speak with wisdom. My words create opportunities for me and others." The more you hear yourself saying these truths, the more they will shape your self-image and behavior. Finally, understand that silence can be just as powerful as speech. You do not always have to respond, defend yourself, or fill the air with noise. Sometimes the most powerful way to master your mouth is to simply say nothing. Silence can protect your peace, preserve your energy, and keep you from saying things you may later regret. When you learn to master your mouth, you begin to harness the power of words as a tool for growth. You communicate more effectively, you attract better relationships, you build trust and credibility wherever you go. Your words become a weapon of creation instead of destruction, and that single shift will transform every area of your life. The mind is the command center of your life. Every decision you make, every habit you form, and every result you create begins first as a thought. Yet, most people live their lives as prisoners of their own minds. They allow fear, doubt, and negativity to run freely without ever challenging those thoughts. Mastering your mind is about taking back control, about directing your thoughts intentionally so that they align with the life you want to live. The first truth you must accept is that your thoughts shape your reality. What you think about most will eventually show up in your life. If you constantly think about failure, you'll hesitate, procrastinate, and self-sabotage. If you constantly think about possibilities, you'll act with confidence and see opportunities where others see obstacles. The mind works like a magnet, pulling toward you the things you focus on most. Is why mastering your mind is not optional if you want to become unstoppable. It is essential. One of the greatest challenges of mastering your mind is the fact that most negative thoughts are automatic. You might not even realize the stories you are telling yourself on a daily basis. These stories often come from past experiences, failures, or the influence of others. Just because a thought appears does not mean it is true. You have the power to question and replace the thoughts that do not serve you. Time a negative thought arises, "I'm not good enough," "I can't do this," "I'll never succeed." Stop and ask, is this fact or fear? Does this belief push me forward or hold me back? That moment of awareness is the first step toward taking control. Visualization is a powerful technique for mastering your mind. Spend time each day seeing yourself as the person you want to become. Close your eyes and imagine your goals already accomplished. How you feel, how you stand, how you speak. This practice wires your brain to believe that what you desire is possible. When your mind accepts the vision as real, your actions will begin to align with that vision. Another tool to sharpen your mind is the practice of mindfulness. We live in a world full of distractions. Distracted mind cannot be a powerful mind. Mindfulness is about training yourself to be fully present in the moment. It could be as simple as focusing on your breathing for a few minutes each day, observing your thoughts without judgment, or practicing gratitude for what is happening right now. This clarity will give you the strength to respond instead of react, to focus instead of scatter your energy. Your mental diet is just as important as your physical diet. If you constantly feed your mind with negativity, toxic news, gossip, endless scrolling on social media, you are programming yourself for fear and doubt. But if you choose to fill your mind with inspiration, knowledge, and positive influences, you are programming yourself for success. Read books that challenge you. Listen to podcasts or speakers who lift your thinking. Surround yourself with people who believe in growth and progress. Inputs you allow into your mind determine the outputs of your life. Affirmations are another powerful way to master your mind. Speak to yourself in a way that reinforces the beliefs you want to hold. Statements like, I am disciplined, I am capable, I attract opportunities, rewire your subconscious mind over time. At first, these affirmations may feel forced, especially if they contradict your current reality. But repetition builds belief. The more you affirm positive truths, the more natural they will feel, and the more they will influence your actions. One of the biggest barriers to mastering your mind is the habit of comparison. When you constantly compare your journey to someone else's, you fill your mind with feelings of inadequacy and failure. You must learn to redirect that energy. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Are you growing? Are you learning? Are you becoming stronger? Is the only comparison that matters. Finally, remember that your mind is strengthened through challenge. Just as your muscles grow when they are pushed to their limits, your mental strength grows when you face adversity and push through it. When obstacles arise, don't shrink back. Use them as opportunities to train your mind to stay focused, calm, and determined. Every challenge you overcome builds confidence in your ability to handle the next one. Mastering your mind is about discipline, awareness, and intentionality. It is about refusing to allow fear or doubt to control your life. When you master your mind, you take full command of your future because your thoughts and the actions they produce will always lead you to the life you are capable of living. Money is one of the most misunderstood and mismanaged aspects of life. For many people, it's a constant source of stress, arguments, and fear. But money itself is not the problem. It's the lack of mastery over it. Mastering your money is not about becoming obsessed with wealth, about learning how to control your finances so they no longer control you. Because when you have financial discipline, you gain freedom, peace of mind, and the ability to focus on building the life you truly want. The first step to mastering your money is changing your mindset about it. Many people grow up with negative beliefs about money. Money is evil. Rich people are greedy. I'm just not good with money. These beliefs become self-fulfilling because they sabotage your ability to manage your finances well. You must start viewing money as a tool. It's neither good nor bad. It's simply a resource. And like any resource, it must be used wisely. One of the biggest mistakes people make is living beyond their means. Spend more than they earn because they are trying to impress others, keep up appearances, or satisfy temporary desires. This habit leads to debt, stress, and a constant feeling of being trapped. Mastering your money requires discipline. You must be willing to delay gratification and make sacrifices now for the sake of long-term security and freedom. That means creating a budget and sticking to it even when it's uncomfortable. A budget is not a punishment, it's a plan. It's a way of telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Start by tracking your income and expenses. Identify what's necessary and what's not. Cut out the spending that doesn't align with your goals. This simple habit will immediately give you more control over your finances. You cannot master what you don't measure. Another key aspect of financial mastery is saving. Too many people spend every dollar they earn and then panic when unexpected expenses arise. Saving is not just about having money for emergencies. It's about building a safety net that gives you peace of mind. Aim to save at least 20% of your income. If that feels impossible right now, start smaller. Even saving $5 or $10 a week can build momentum. The key is consistency. Over time, those small amounts will grow into something significant. Once you have built a habit of saving, next step is learning how to invest. Keeping your money in a savings account alone will not help you build wealth because inflation erodes its value over time. Investing allows your money to work for you instead of you constantly working for it. Whether it's stocks, real estate, mutual funds, or retirement accounts, the goal is to build assets that generate income and grow in value. Start educating yourself about the basics of investing and, if necessary, seek advice from professionals. Is another major barrier to financial freedom? High interest debt, like credit card balances, can trap you in a cycle that feels impossible to escape. If you are in debt, make a plan to pay it off as aggressively as possible. Prioritize the debts with the highest interest rates first, while making minimum payments on the rest. Once you clear one debt, roll that payment into the next one. This snowball effect builds momentum and helps you regain control. It's also important to plan for the future. Financial mastery is not just about surviving today, it's about preparing for tomorrow. Set clear financial goals: buying a home, funding your children's education, retiring comfortably, or starting a business. Write these goals down and create a step-by-step plan to reach them. Having a clear purpose for your money will help you stay disciplined when temptation arises. Finally, generosity is a powerful principle of financial mastery. It may seem counterintuitive, but giving actually strengthens your relationship with money. When you give, whether to charity, your community, or someone in need, you are reminding yourself that money is a tool, not your master. It shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Generosity also builds a sense of fulfillment that money alone can never provide. Mastering your money takes time, patience, and discipline. It requires breaking old habits and building new ones. Once you learn to control your finances, you will no longer live in fear of unexpected bills or unstable income. You will have the ability to make choices based on what you truly want, not just what you can afford in the moment. That freedom is priceless, and it is available to anyone willing to take responsibility for their financial life. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Many people hope their lives will change with big breakthroughs or sudden bursts of motivation, but true transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens through consistent, small actions that compound over time. That's why building daily disciplines is essential. These habits strengthen your mood, mouth, mind, and money, and they create a strong foundation for lasting success. The first step in building daily disciplines is understanding the power of routines. When you have no structure in your day, it becomes reactive. You wake up late, rush through tasks, respond to problems, and constantly feel behind. But when you intentionally create a daily structure, you move through life with purpose and focus. Your morning and evening routines set the tone for everything in between. A powerful morning routine starts your day with clarity and energy. Instead of grabbing your phone and scrolling through social media, dedicate your first hour to yourself. Use that time to center your mood, prime your mind, and fuel your body. This could include meditation, exercise, journaling, or reading something uplifting. Even spending just 10 minutes in silence to breathe and visualize your day can shift your entire mindset. When you control how you start your morning, you increase your ability to master the rest of the day. Equally important is an evening routine. How you close your day affects the quality of your sleep and the energy you carry into tomorrow. Before bed, avoid screens and negative inputs. Spend a few minutes reflecting on what went well during the day, what could be improved, and what you're grateful for. Write down your priorities for the next day so you wake up with a clear plan. Simple practices strengthen your mood and mind by reducing stress and increasing focus. Daily disciplines also involve protecting your environment. Your surroundings either support your progress or sabotage it. If your space is constantly cluttered and chaotic, your mind will be too. Make it a habit to tidy up your environment daily. Create workspaces that inspire you instead of distract you. Surround yourself with positive people who hold you accountable and challenge you to grow. If there are toxic influences in your life, whether people, habits, or environments, begin the process of removing them. When it comes to mastering your mouth, daily disciplines can transform the way you communicate. Make it a practice to speak at least one word of encouragement to someone each day. This could be a compliment, a thank you, or a simple reminder that you appreciate them. On the flip side, discipline yourself to eliminate gossip, complaints, and negative self-talk. If you catch yourself speaking words that tear down instead of build up, pause and reframe them. Over time, practice will train you to speak with intention. For your money, daily disciplines are about awareness and intentionality. Review your spending regularly so you know where your money is going. Set aside a specific amount to save or invest every time you receive income, no matter how small the amount. Track your financial goals and celebrate small milestones. Avoid impulse purchases by implementing a simple rule: wait at least 24 hours before buying anything you didn't plan for. Small habits will strengthen your ability to manage your money instead of letting it control you. Your mind also benefits from daily disciplines like learning and reflection. Dedicate time each day to read, to podcasts, or study something that challenges your thinking. Even 15 minutes of focused learning can expand your perspective and sharpen your skills. Journaling is another powerful discipline that strengthens your mind. Writing down your thoughts helps you process emotions, clarify goals, and recognize patterns in your behavior. Finally, daily disciplines require consistency, not perfection. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start small and build gradually. Choose 1 or 2 disciplines in each area: mood, mouth, mind, and money, and commit to practicing them every day. As these habits become automatic, you can add more. The key is to be intentional and persistent. When you build daily disciplines, you remove the need to rely on fleeting motivation. You create a system that keeps you aligned with your goals even on days when you don't feel like it. Over time, these small, consistent actions compound into extraordinary results. Your mood becomes more stable, your words more powerful, your mind sharper, and your finances stronger. Is how you take control of your life, not through grand gestures, but through disciplined choices every single day. One of the most overlooked elements of self-mastery is the environment you keep. You can work tirelessly to strengthen your mood, mouth, mind, and money. But if you are constantly surrounded by toxic influences, your progress will be slowed or even completely derailed. Toxic influences, whether people, environments, habits, or information, are like invisible anchors. They drain your energy, distort your perspective, and make it nearly impossible to stay focused on your goals. Removing these influences is not just beneficial, it is essential if you want to become unstoppable. The first step is recognizing that not every person or environment in your life is healthy for your growth. Many people remain in negative situations simply because they have become used to them. Toxicity can be subtle. It might show up as friends who constantly belittle your dreams, family members who manipulate you with guilt, or coworkers who spread negativity like wildfire. It might even show up in the places you spend time. Environments filled with chaos, clutter, or constant distraction. These influences may feel normal because you've grown accustomed to them, but normal doesn't mean healthy. Once you begin to notice these toxic patterns, you must make the difficult decision to address them. Sometimes that means having honest conversations with people in your life. Someone is constantly undermining you, disrespecting your boundaries, or draining your energy. You must be willing to express how their behavior is affecting you. If they refuse to change, you may need to create distance. This is not about being cruel or cutting people off without reason. It's about protecting your focus and emotional well-being. You cannot grow in an environment that constantly pulls you backward. Toxic influences also come in the form of habits and distractions. Think about how much time you spend on things that add no value to your life. Mindless scrolling on social media, binge, watching television, or engaging in activities that keep you busy but not productive. Habits might feel harmless in the moment, but over time, they chip away at your focus and discipline. To remove these influences, you must be intentional about how you spend your time. Create boundaries around technology. Limit the amount of time you spend consuming entertainment that does nothing to move you closer to your goals. Replace those habits with activities that strengthen your mood, mind, and body. Another area to evaluate is the information you consume. Your mind is shaped by the content you allow into it. If you are constantly bombarded with negative news, gossip, or toxic online debates, your thoughts will be filled with fear, anger, and doubt. This mental clutter makes it almost impossible to stay focused on what matters. Be selective about your sources of information. Follow people, pages, and platforms that inspire and educate you. Limit exposure to anything that drags your energy down. Remember, your focus is a precious resource. Don't waste it on things that don't serve your growth. Physical environments also play a huge role in your ability to focus. A cluttered, chaotic space creates a cluttered, chaotic mind. Make it a priority to create environments that inspire clarity and productivity. Could mean cleaning and organizing your workspace, decorating it with things that motivate you, or simply removing distractions that tempt you to procrastinate. When your environment supports your goals, staying focused becomes much easier. One of the hardest parts of removing toxic influences is dealing with the guilt that sometimes comes with it. You may feel obligated to stay in unhealthy relationships or situations because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But you must remember, protecting your focus is not selfish. It is necessary. You cannot pour from an empty cup. The stronger, healthier, and more focused you are, the more you can give to the people and causes that truly matter. Finally, replacing toxic influences with positive ones is just as important as removing them. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow, environments that encourage creativity and productivity, and habits that elevate your energy. Seek mentors and peers who inspire you to aim higher. Fill your mind with books, podcasts, and content that empower you. Build spaces, both physical and emotional, where you feel safe, focused, and motivated. When you remove toxic influences, you reclaim your energy, your focus, and your future. You create the space needed for growth and success to take root. Without these distractions weighing you down, you are free to fully invest in the habits and actions that will move you forward. single shift can accelerate your progress more than any other because focus is the key to mastery. And toxic influences are the greatest threat to that focus. One of the most powerful ways to achieve true mastery in life is to align everything you do with a bigger purpose. Without purpose, even the most disciplined person will eventually burn out. Purpose is the fuel that sustains you when things get hard. It gives meaning to the struggles, clarity to your decisions, and fire to your ambition. When you connect your actions to something greater than yourself, you unlock a source of strength and determination that makes you unstoppable. The first step in aligning your actions with a bigger purpose is understanding what truly matters to you. It requires deep self-reflection. Too often, people chase goals that have nothing to do with their own values or desires. They pursue careers, lifestyles, or achievements because society told them they should, or because they are trying to impress others. But when your goals are not rooted in your personal sense of purpose, you will always feel unfulfilled, no matter how much you achieve. Take time to ask yourself, what do I stand for? What kind of impact do I want to leave on the world? What makes me feel alive? Once you gain clarity about your purpose, you must begin filtering your actions through it. Every decision you make, big or small, should move you closer to the life you envision. This doesn't mean every moment has to feel extraordinary, but it does mean that the way you spend your time, energy, and resources should reflect what you value most. When your daily actions are disconnected from your deeper purpose, you create an internal conflict that drains your motivation. But when your actions are aligned, even small tasks feel significant because they are part of a greater mission. Purpose also helps you endure challenges. Life will test you. There will be days when you face setbacks, failures, and disappointments. You are only motivated by external rewards, money, recognition, status. You will be tempted to quit when the journey becomes difficult. But if you are driven by purpose, you will keep going because you know the fight is bigger than your temporary discomfort. Purpose gives you the resilience to rise each time you fall. Another benefit of aligning your actions with purpose is that it sharpens your focus. You stop wasting time on distractions that don't matter because you know exactly what you are working toward. Stop saying yes to everything because you realize that every yes to something meaningless is a no to what truly matters. This kind of clarity is liberating. Allows you to pour your energy into the things that move you forward and let go of everything else without guilt. Your purpose doesn't have to be something grand or world-changing. It doesn't have to involve millions of people or huge achievements. Purpose is personal. For some, it may be building a strong family, serving their community, or mastering their craft. For others, it may be creating art, helping others grow, or simply living a life of integrity. What matters is that it is meaningful to you. When your purpose is authentic, it will naturally inspire and influence others. Aligning your actions with purpose also means being willing to grow into the person your purpose requires you to be. Purpose will stretch you. It will demand that you develop new skills, strengthen your character, and overcome your fears. This growth is not always comfortable, but it is necessary. Each step you take in the direction of your purpose builds confidence and momentum. One way to stay connected to your purpose is to remind yourself of it daily. Write it down and keep it somewhere you can see. Reflect on it in the morning as you set your intentions for the day. At night, ask yourself if your actions aligned with it. This practice will keep you grounded and prevent you from drifting off course. Finally, understand that your purpose will evolve as you grow. What drives you today may look different 5 or 10 years from now. That's okay. Purpose is not a fixed destination. It is a guiding compass. Long as you continue to align your actions with what feels true and meaningful to you, you will remain on the right path. When you live with purpose, your life takes on a new level of clarity and fulfillment. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to live out your mission. Every success feels richer because it is connected to something deeper. Aligning your actions with a bigger purpose transforms not only what you achieve, but also who you become in the process. Now you have the blueprint. Master your mood, your mouth, your mind, and your money. Daily disciplines. Remove the toxic influences that hold you back and align every action you take with a bigger purpose. Because the truth is this: the world does not need another person who simply survives. The world needs you at your strongest, your sharpest, your most focused and free. Do not wait for the perfect time. It will never come. Do not wait for someone else to give you permission, because you already have it. The moment you decide to master yourself, you become unstoppable. And when you are unstoppable, nothing, no fear, no failure, no obstacle that can keep you from building the life you were created to live. This is your time. This is your moment. Stand up, take control, and become the master of your destiny